this is by far one of the videos that I took the longest to script because it is absolutely essential and I wanted to get it right. Say you're able to use all the techniques that you learned here and now you use your time wisely and you're living as you want to. We will all experience this at some point. For whatever reason, you're going to start slowing down, and with time, you're just not going to have that desire, that passion, that drive that you once had. You're just going to feel like, hey, like, what's going on? I just kind of lost something that was there. You're missing the energy and the eagerness you had to go do the things you wanted to do. Please notice that I'm not talking about a 1 day, 1 week type of thing. Sometimes you're just kind of burned out and you need to slow down for a second. I'm talking about when you go weeks, months, and you're just not feeling like yourself. It's for when you fall off the map and you just kind of have to start all over from scratch. But the question remains, how the heck do I get back on track? I don't feel it, I can't do it, but still part of me just feels like I should get back on track. There are a few things you can do to put yourself where you want to be, but please understand that the ultimate drive is going to come from you. However, you could use some outside, some external sources to try to start pushing you to see if that ignites something inside yourself. Chances are that you are bored, unengaged, or understimulated. So in one way or another, everything I'm going to say is trying to get your head going. But before you even do anything, ask yourself if the thing that you're doing right now, is it something you're passionate about? Are you still passionate about that thing? That might be, that might be the case. Okay, let's talk about what you can do. 1, start talking about time management again. Discuss with your friends, rewatch this course, just get your mind around the whole realm again. Just get your juices going. 2, get busy. For the longest time, I was trying not to use this term, but the longer I thought, the more I realized that it does get the point across. Think of this. The more things you have to do, the more you have to be mindful about how much time you spend with them. So again, it's the Parkinson's law. Things take the amount of time you allow them to. So if you have a ton of things to do, you have to manage your time. Otherwise, you can't get them done. So you need to be efficient again. Now, some ideas on how to get busy. And these are things that I used last time I needed this, jump start. 1, go back to your notes and calendar and start planning again. 2, listen to a podcast or something that fires you up. 3, read a good book. This is the same idea as a podcast, something that will fire you up. 4, start another hobby. Maybe the hobby is what's missing. And 5, meet new people. Even if you have to go out alone. I know, you totally got this, believe me. But still, go meet new people. Maybe that's also something that's missing in your life. Now, I want to highlight though, I only got, tangible results when I did them all at once, when I needed this jump start. At different points, I tried them individually, and it was always kind of like this go, don't go, go, don't go. But when I did them all, boy, that worked. And then big point number 3, the power of waking up early. I know this is not what you wanted to hear. It's fine. Again, waking up early doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of if you stay awake, the same amount of hours. However, there is something about waking up early that just makes you feel better later in the day. Obviously, it does not feel great in the morning when you're actually waking up. But throughout the day, when the day just feels like, it's so long, you just feel amazing about it. Which prompts me to remind you about sleep. Don't sleep on sleep, pun intended. But still, this is perhaps the most important point of this whole course. Getting a good night of sleep will set you up for success. Think of this. All the strategies that you've learned here can add or subtract to your overall productivity. However, getting a good night of sleep will multiply the result. So whereas everything else is just adding, the sleep will multiply or divide whatever is going on. In this process of trying to wake up early, if you don't already, always remember why you're doing it. Otherwise, it's going to feel pointless. In the next part of the video, I'm going to tell you some things I did for myself. You may try them or change them as you see fit. Okay, how do you do it? How do you wake up early? Well, think of this. Remember that you fall into the level of your systems. The whole point is for you to completely get rid of decision-making, or as much of as you can, decision-making in the morning. So you're going to try to automate your waking up process. That way, you have little room to give up in the middle of the way. Okay, here are the points. 1, try to wake up at the same time every day. And again, if you want to see the source for this, go on the Why We Sleep podcast or the book. 2, remember that some days will be rough, okay? It's fine. 3, your phone has to be far, okay? Obviously, it doesn't have to be. It's not a requirement for you waking up early, but it does help a ton if your phone is far, both when you're falling asleep and when you're waking up. 4, drink a cup of water before you go to bed and a cup of water right after you wake up. Again, one of them will set you up because you're going to spend 8 hours without any hydration. And then the second one, it's like getting your juices flowing in the morning. 5, you can go for a walk and then shower. Again, if you want to talk about the walk thing, go check the Huberman Lab podcast, and he explains a ton. We discussed this in other videos. 6, easy but essential. Have your clothes ready. Maybe even in the bathroom. You don't even have to think about it. Just if you're going to take a shower, just take the shower and they are ready for you whenever you wake up. Up until today, I cannot fully properly wake up if I don't take a shower at some point in the morning. It just doesn't feel like my morning routine. 7, have a plan for what you're going to do that day. You can review it the night before on a planner. You can leave it open. You can review it as soon as you wake up. I used to do both. But again, just knowing that you have something to do that day helps you, because otherwise you're just going to be in bed. It's like, I don't need to wake up. I don't need to stand up. Like, I don't need to do anything. And then an hour later, you finally wake up and you're like, oh, shoot, I did have a lot to do. Again, as a summary, you will see results whenever you apply them all at once. And if you feel like getting back on track aligns with your values, I promise you, you will find the drive to do so.